Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Smart Ed. My name is Aleesha and you guys know I'm a Montessori preschool teacher, and today's topic for this video is going to be smooth transitions for your kids. Smooth transitions from one task to another, from one place to another, from the home to the car, from the pool to home, from the park to the car, whatever it is that you guys are planning to do, even small washroom trips for the kids who are potty training. We're going to talk about a lot of different techniques, tips and tricks, how we can manage those transitions, make them interesting and stress-free for yourself and your kids. So before I begin, I want you to think about, how are you guys going to feel if you're always rushed into something, if you're always asked to do things quickly, if you guys are always going from one thing to another, transitioning from one place to another. Imagine a work environment which is so unpredictable, and you are in one room at a moment, and a second room another moment, in one meeting in a moment, and a second moment, and the rules keep changing, schedules keep changing. How are you going to feel about it as an adult? So with that mindset, if we think about our kids, just let's put the same bubble into the bubble of the lives of our kids, and imagine how our kids are also individual, who are respected, who have personalities. By the age of 2.5 onwards, they are actually developing a sense of self and subconsciously making choices for themselves, which they cannot communicate properly. What happens is that their communication is not developed, their language skills are not developed, they're not able to understand how they feel and how to express those feelings, how to deal with those feelings. So what happens is that they are unable to tell you what they're going through, and as a result they have reactions. How they communicate with you is through their reactions. So you're saying that this child is always uh, throwing a tantrum whenever I'm taking them to the washroom, or whenever I'm asking them to go to bed or take a shower, or when I'm asking them to leave a playground and sit in the car. So life is so difficult with the kids, it's so difficult. This is because we are unable to understand. They also have feelings, they also have choices. So when we start from this kind of a mindset in a classroom environment, or even in a home environment as a parent, we start building from here. I mean, it's not going to be 100% perfect all the time. It's not going to be smooth all the time, but we can manage it as much as possible to create as less stress as possible for everybody in the environment. Uh, if we are managing the transitions nicely with our kids, trust me, it will really affect their lives later on. It will really affect their personalities. It is really going to affect their moods and all the environment around them. So let's begin with how we create a routine for a child, right? It is important to create routines and schedules. We need to provide them, we need to prepare them for what's going to follow. So we talk to them about it. So for example, we tell them in a classroom environment, let's say, so my friends, it's going to be circle time. After circle time, we're going to have our breakfast. After breakfast, we're going to have our language skills class, where we're going to be talking about blending. And then after that, we're going to have a washroom break. After washroom break, we're going to have a lunch break. After lunch break, we're going to have an outdoor space time. So they have an idea of what they have to do. This can be supported with a lot of visual aids like flashcards, visual schedules, with Velcros. They can stick those flashcards and keep changing the schedule. Okay, I don't want to have lunch right now. I want to use the bathroom before having the lunch, for example. So we can switch with the Velcro, and the kid can have an interactive session with the schedule. We can use whiteboards that the kids can erase. For older kids, in their rooms, even at home, we can have whiteboards where they can plan their schedules for the weekends, for the weekdays, how their day is going to flow. So we prepare them for how their day is going to flow step by step, which is going to, especially, this is a very good technique for kids with special needs, because visual aids are really helping them out understand what they have to do next. Also, you guys can, this is my favorite and it always works. You give warnings to them. So you say you have, so imagine if a child is playing in a playground and they're sliding and they're going back and forth, and you just pull their arm and say, time to go home. Mom and dad said that. Or if you're a teacher, you say, teacher is saying, let's go from the playground. That child is going to throw a tantrum. Okay. So you don't do that. You give them a warning. All right, you have 10 more minutes to play. No, I don't want 10 minutes. I want more time. Okay, you have 12 minutes to play. No, I want more time. Okay, you choose. You want 15 minutes or you want 12 minutes? I want 15 minutes. All right, set up a 15-minute timer on your phone. My friend, my son, my daughter, this is your timer. When it's going to ring, we're going home. This works 85% of the times with the friends. So if you are telling them 10 minutes, then when it's 5 minutes, you tell them, okay, now you have 5 minutes. So you're mentally preparing them. Then you tell them you have 2 more minutes to play. And after that, it's time to go. So you give them warnings. What else you can do? So you can use transition songs in a classroom environment. It works very well. I will actually link lots of songs and materials that you can use in order to transition during circle times, or even at home. If you're an interactive mom and you're doing homeschooling, even if you're a dad, not gender specific over here, but whatever you're doing, I mean, you can actually play these songs at home and in any environment to create a light transition, a fun transition, which the kid is going to love, and even you're going to love it. So you can play a transition song. You can give them choices. Okay, you want to go and use the bathroom first, or you want to read a book. So you give them a choice. I want to read a book. Okay, let's read a book. So keep a short book, small book with you at all times. Keep a collection of it. I mean, when you're dealing with kids, you need props, you need activities. You can't just pull the kid from an arm. I honestly don't like it. People pulling kids from the arm, do this, do that. Parents and teachers, I'm sorry about that. But there are other ways to do that too. Please don't shatter their personality by pulling and pushing them. Give them choices, like adults. Think about yourself. Would you like to eat food, or would you like to have tea? How nice would it feel if somebody asked you? Okay, instead of telling you drink tea when you're hungry, you don't want to drink tea, you're hungry, right? Okay, then you can do lots of movement activities. You can play songs, do Zumba, meditation. You can put the kids in a circle, do meditation, Zumba, whatever. Uh, Play transition songs, as I mentioned earlier. What else can you do? Yeah, one very interesting, you can prepare a bin for yourself even at home or at school with some transition toys. It could be sensory books, sensory plushies, squishies, poppets. So, okay, it's time to leave the playground. Would you like your poppet? Would you like to calm your body with it for a little bit before we move on there? Or would you like to read this book while we sit in the car? Would you like to listen to this song? So entice them with objects and activities. Uh, once a parent came to pick their child, and they would always bring a toy with them. So one day I asked them, I'm like, why are you bringing these toys? So they told me that, whenever I come to pick my child up, I want to bring something special from home, something that they love, so that they feel like, my mom is thinking about me, my dad is thinking about me, and feel special. So whenever you offer a child a plushie toy that they love, or a pillow that they love, or a blanket that they love, they really feel like they're comforted, they're loved, they're cared for, they're heard, their feelings are being addressed to. If you wake them up from bed and you're asking them to use the washroom and go and take a shower, or to brush your teeth right away, it's hard for them, but entice them with something like a plushie or their favorite toy, or wrap them in a blanket, make them feel like they're loved. Take them like that to the washroom. It is going to make a big difference in the mornings that you guys spend with your kids. Then also give them positive feedback, especially specific interactions, like once they're done washing their hands nicely and they sit on the dining table or they sit in the car nicely. Just appreciate them, use positive feedback, go around and say, oh, I'm so proud of you, my love, you did a great job coming from the playground to the car. Look how nicely you're sitting in the car seat. Use positive feedback. You tell them that you love them so much. It's going to make a big difference in the transitions. Also my friends, if you think like, if you're going back and forth in life with anything as an adult, how are you going to feel about it? Like, always change, there's always change, there's always change. You wouldn't like it. Sometimes you want to follow a routine. If every day is different, it becomes very stressful, it becomes very overwhelming, right? So when we're dealing with kids, we need to limit the transitions. We need to follow their schedules, because if we are hindering their schedules, especially for preschooler and kids under the age of 5, it's not good for them. They will get a lot of mental stress because of it, which reflects not in their personalities right away, but when they're dealing with their life later on, when they're moving on with their life, or when in specific situations, it will aggravate their frustration and their stress. And honestly, I have seen kids who don't have a systemized life, like lots of kids that I work with coming from foster homes, coming from group homes, broken families, or kids who have uh, you know, very back and forth schedules with parents, uh, working parents especially, who are unable to manage the schedules of the children and fulfill their needs properly, which I am not blaming anyone over. I know life is tough even for me, for everybody, I believe. It really reflects later on in their lives. I've seen kids being stressed, and it really affects their health. And health is wealth, and we want to create and generate a generation where we have healthy kids with healthy minds, happy people around it, especially how it's evolving. So my friends, this is it for today. I hope it helped you. I'm going to share some links down below in the description box to help you guys, and I think I already shared the slide. While editing, I'm going to see where I'm going to put that one in, where you can take a screenshot, especially for people who are doing education now. They will need that to make their projects. The people who are studying, the students, and the teachers who are working in the classroom, this information is going to help them a lot to deal with their schedules. Parents, please take a screenshot and apply these strategies every now and then in order to help you deal with your kids. Until next time, thank you so much.